Hello, it's Lynda here, and welcome to today's virtual studio visit. So today's is all about quick crochet projects, which is fun. Quick crochet projects are fun. So they're quick for you to whip up. You'll learn something new with each one, and I'm going to go through the six the six patterns from the easiest to the hardest. And we'll go through what you'll learn with each one as you go through making them. Ask me all your questions in the comments if you're watching in Facebook, or in the chat if you're watching in Zoom. I'm getting all the things right. And if you're watching the recording later on, you can just ask me in the web chat on the Homelea Lass website, or wherever you're watching it, in the comments or whatever it is. There's so many different ways to watch it. So let's dive in. I think we're ready to start. I don't think there's anything else. Ask me your questions. I've said that in the comments. We'll answer that as we go through. Let's go. I'll share my screen with you. Oh, there is something else. And I am popping, there's a special web page for this session. And there's a special little thing there for you that you can track your progress with the different patterns. All the patterns are there and the links to them are there. You can track your progress with them as well if you've got a Homelea Lass account. So I'm popping the link into the chat and into the comments. So you can pop over there and you've got all the good stuff. All the good stuff in one place. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. What are we going to talk about today? Here we go. So we'll start off with some quick tips about how to make your crocheting quick and easy. And then we're going to dive into the 6 patterns. And yes, you can mark them complete when you're done. I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to look up the grounded cow, the chunky hearts, the chunky stars, the spring daisies, the bright star pattern, and the wrap my soul in love pattern. And let me know in the comments as we're going through if you've ever made any of them before. And I'll answer your questions too. So we're going to do that as well. So let's dive in. So a few tips for quick and easy crocheting, because we all love things that we can just sit down and make with minimal effort and time. And also don't get distracted. It's always a good thing. If it's quick and easy, it'll be done and it won't end up in the cupboard. Not quite finished. So big yarn and big hook makes for quick crocheting, because everything's so much bigger, it just happens quicker. And the added bonus is it's easier too, because it's easier to see and use. Like, it's easier to use the crochet hook. It's not small and fiddly. It's just nice, big, fluid movements. I actually find the chunky crochet is easier on my body than, say, teeny tiny crocheting, because it's not all this. It's kind of just big and open and da 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 da. And to make your crocheting even easier is if there are detailed video tutorials that show you what to do from start to finish. It's definitely frustration-free crocheting, which I absolutely love. So as we're quick patterns, which 6 quick patterns, we've said that we're going to go from easiest to hardest, and you will learn something new with each one, and we'll go through that. Oh, and that's just the web page too. So homelea-lass.com/2023/05/12 quick-crochet-projects. That's where you'll get the summary page. That shows you all the different patterns and where to get them and all that kind of stuff. But here is just a quick little summary of what you can see on that web page. And so you can mark them complete, just like it says. So at the top there, it may say log in or it may say log out. If it says log out, you're logged in. If it says log in, you're logged out. So log in so you can see your progress. And it'll also take you, if you've already got the patterns, it'll take you straight to them. There's a progress bar you can see here. So it shows your progress and what you've made. Like if you've completely ticked everything off in the online course, it says 100% complete. You can see on the second one, I'm 45% complete. It also tells you when you were last there. And so the start button is what to click on to keep crocheting or to get the pattern. If you don't have the pattern, you can click the start button to get the pattern. And this is why. So once you click on the start button, if you're not logged in or if you don't have the pattern, this is what you'll see. And the important thing is to look at is the bit at the top, which says the current status not enrolled. And on the right, it says get started. And then there's a button that says get this course. You click on that. And that will take you to how to get the course. It'll take you to the pattern on the online course. No, sorry, it'll take you to the pattern on the online shop. And similar to what the last one is, there's a login/logout button there as well. And then once you've got the pattern, this is what it'll look like. So you can see, if we just go back, this bar, gray bar at the top that had the get the course button. Once you've got the course, you get a progress bar. So there you go. And then from this page, if you scroll down, you can see all the different parts of the pattern. You can print the PDF or you can go through and crochet with the video tutorials. However you prefer to crochet, you can all do it from this page. So this is after, so if I go back again, if we click the start button, you'll see either this or this, depending on whether you've got access to the pattern or not. Okay, and once you go into your Homelea Lass pattern, we will go in and have a look at each of the crochet patterns and online courses, but just kind of a little summary of what you'll see. At the top right corner, there's a spot there to mark it complete when you're done. And down the left is kind of like all the parts. It's a bit of a navigation kind of bar. And if you want to just print the crochet pattern, the PDF pattern, print it or download it, whatever works for you, that's where to go. And then as you're working through the online course, there's generally a video at the top where I show you, I talk and show you, I tell you what we're doing, and I also show you so you see how to make the entire thing. And then under that, there is always the pattern. So if you want to kind of check something, what the words say while you're looking at the video, you can do that as well. Okay, so first pattern that we're going to have a look at, and this is actually a learn to crochet pattern. So I've got 5 patterns that are all, 5 scarf patterns, that are all for learning to crochet, but I just picked one out. This is the easiest one and the quickest one because, whoops, let's go back. Once you get started, it's just the same stitch around and around and around. And it has a really gorgeous texture. So it's different on both sides. And that's why I put this photo in so you can see the different texture on the different sides of the cowl. It's called the grounded cowl. And you can wear it around your neck like a big woolly necklace, or you can wrap it around twice. I'll show you soon. I've got one here to put on. We'll do the full-on demonstration. Okay, so skill level, totally first crochet project, learning to crochet, or if you want to just dive back into crocheting, or if you just want a super quick and easy project that you can wear or give to someone, a quick thing to give to someone as a gift, i.e. Mother's Day tomorrow. It's a good one to do. And it's just this, once you get started, it's the same stitch around and around. And there is a full video tutorials that show you what to do. It's made with Homelea Bliss super chunky yarn. So it's a yarn that's about 1 centimeter thick if you're looking for an alternative. A 25 millimeter crochet hook and a stitch marker. So there's no joining yarn or anything in this one. It's just a 300 gram skein, round and round and round, and you use about 200 grams of that 300 gram skein. So you might have some left to make some of the other projects that we're going to look at soon. And if you would like to put your own spin on the grounded cowl, you can make it longer by adding in more stitches, or you can make it wider by doing more rows if there's something that you would like. So let's stop staring the screen. Let's stop sharing the screen. And I'm going to show you. Okay, so this is the grounded cowl made with indigo blue. And this is actually my favorite of my chunky scarves at present. I've even got the made with love tag sewn onto it there. Made with love. There we go. And it's got a heart on the other side. And I've just sewn that on with a little bit of the yarn. I've pulled the yarn apart to get a nice thickness and just sewn it on with a darning needle. So this is what it looks like when it's made. And like I said about the different textures, see the different sides have got different textures. So you can choose which one you like. And so I normally wear this one, put it around my neck like that, put it out flat. And then I put that to the side there. This is not quite the right height for me, is it? And then what I do is, so this bit that's on the side, the bottom bit, I just half turn that down. So kind of like a half collar. And by doing that, it kind of turns this around, which makes it sit nice and flat at the front. Oh, this is easier. So I wear it as a big woolly necklace, and this is how I wear this scarf most of the time. But if you don't want one that kind of sits down this far, if you kind of just want one that goes around, your neck. So this is actually the Melbourne. But if you want the texture of the grounded cowl, but at this kind of length, so it's just kind of here, it sits up above your chest. What to do is to not do as many stitches. So this one, these are the stitches that this is the bottom. this is done first. So that's like the foundation chain that's joined. And then you just do the same stitch around and around and around. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. So it's just you do a chain stitch around and around, join that, and then just do the same stitch around and around and around. And I'll show you how to do that. But when you're doing the foundation chain, instead of doing this number, if you do it, put it around your neck as you do it and say, I want it to be this long, like this long, and stop there. Then that's just going to make it shorter. So it'll sit up like that. You can do the same width here. If you want it wider, if you say this is too skinny for me, I want it wider, just do more rows. Just keep, once you've started, just keep going like you do your 4 rows and then do more rows. So the stitches that you will learn, oh no, I'm not finished showing you how to wear it. I wear it most of the time. Or if I'm going outside and it is super windy or super cold or both, I wrap it around my neck twice. And so that's super, super snugly. That's like super massive thickness of wool around my neck. It keeps any of the coldest winter winds out. And I'll either put my jacket around it or put this up over my jacket. Kind of do make it sit. If you just kind of jiggle that a bit, it sits a bit nicer too. So there you go. That's how I wear my grounded cowl. And so when you make this one, like I said in the video tutorial, I'll show you exactly what to do. So you'll do the foundation chain, and then you'll do a slip stitch, which I actually think I've put under here. So you'll do a slip stitch, you'll learn how to do a slip stitch, and then a double crochet stitch. You may know it as a single crochet stitch. And it's just the double crochet stitch around and around and around and around and around. And then when you get to the end, there's a slip stitch, wherever that is. So there you go. That's the grounded cowl. Will I wear it for a bit? Yeah, wear it for a bit. So I just did that then almost automatically. So put it out flat in front of me, fold it across so it's flat, and then on this bottom side, kind of fold that one side down, which makes it feel nice and flat there. And it feels so nice behind my neck. And I do that half collar thing with any of my long cowls, long chunky cowls. So yeah, there you go. There's the first one. Oh, let's go over and have a look at the online course. You know, there's something else. You know, there's something else we needed to do with each step. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. Let me find the right screen to share. Here it is. That's it. Okay, so this is the webpage that I've popped in the thing in the comments. Thing in the comments. The link into the comments called Quick Crochet Projects. There's a little bit of an information bit there. The video will sit in here once we finish this live session. And then underneath it, you can see the 6 patterns that we're going through today. And you'll notice most of them, not all of them, but most of them have 2 bits, 2 boxes. One is a left-handed version and one is a right-handed version. That means that there's left-handed video tutorials in the left-handed one and right-handed video tutorials in the right-handed one. And tomorrow, we're doing another one of these sessions on blankets to crochet quickly. So come along to that one too. It's on at 10 a.m. Brisbane time on Sunday. That's tomorrow. One of the blankets we're going to be having a look at tomorrow, and it's a brand new blanket pattern, and there's a crochet along coming up soon for it as well. But it's super special because it's left-handed. So it has left-handed video tutorials, but it actually has its own left-handed crochet pattern, PDF crochet pattern as well, because there's heaps of direction type lefts and rights in the Makala blanket. And so it has its own dedicated left-handed crochet pattern. So separate right-handed, it's to left-handed. I got sidetracked. Here we go. So we're looking at the grounded cow. So we've got the left-handed and the right-handed. For this one, we'll dive into the right-handed one. So start, you can see I'm 45% complete of this one. If we scroll down just to see what the online course is. So this is the latest Homelea Lass format. You'll notice some things are in the old format. This is the latest format. So, and I'm just in the process of bringing all the crochet patterns up to the same online course format. So up the top, you can see here, you can view, download and print the crochet pattern. So there's a PDF pattern for you. There you go. That's what it's like. If you want to download and print it, click on this bit here where it says download and print. Otherwise, you can just see it there. And if I go back, if you want to so to find out what you need to make the pattern and the skill level, you just dive into this section, the before we start crocheting section. I just tell you a little bit about it, the finish side. So if you want to adjust it, what to do, those instructions are in there too. And the skill level is in there as well. It's a learn to crochet pattern. Then the next section is get together your yarn, hook and tools. And it even has a little video. And so the list is there of what you need, and if you're not using the yarn I've designed the pattern for, what you're looking for in a yarn. So for this one, it's a yarn that's 1 centimeter thick. There's even a little nice to know section. I just put some handy information in there that can be helpful. There's a section then on how to follow the online course. I take you through how to wind the skein into the ball. We do the foundation chain and then keep crocheting. And you'll see what the videos are like. Let's have a look. Let's see. Is this going to let me play the video for you over Zoom? Sometimes it's tricky. So that's, I hope you could hear and see that okay. If not, go and have a look at it yourself. So that's a little example of what the video tutorials are like for the grounded cow and pretty much most of the Homelea Lass patterns. And there's videos to make the entire thing. So when I say to learn to crochet pattern, you can learn to crochet it. And I'm hearing feedback from beginners that they're making this in a day. They sit down and do it, and it's done, and they're surprised at how quickly they've made their first crochet scarf. I love hearing those stories. I love hearing how you find the crochet patterns of online courses, full stop. It's always exciting when someone crochets their first thing. Yeah, so that's what it's like the whole way through. I show you how to attach your Made with Love tag if you've got one in your Chunky Scarf crochet kit. And there's information, there's the instructions there on how to leave a review. Oh, and I've even put in, there you go, how to wear your grounding cow, which I've just shown you. But the reference is there in the online course for you as well. Oh, and there's information there on how to wash it too. Honestly, I don't wash these very often. I always take them off when I eat, but I don't wash them very often as well, at all, because wool has all those fabulous, good kind of properties about staying nice and clean and breathing, because it's a breathable fiber. But yes, I don't wash. I find I don't need to wash mine very often. I will give it a freshen up at least once a year. But yes, that's that one. That's the grounded cow. So ask me your questions. I'll answer those for you as we go through. Okay, so what's our next one? What is our next pattern I'm going to be looking at? This feels really nice. I am going to leave the grounded cow one. It just feels nice. Let's go back to our slides. Oh, just having too much fun laughing by myself. I hope you're laughing with me. Oh, so the next one, the second pattern that the second quick crochet pattern we're going to look at is the chunky hearts. And there's a photo of one. And here's another photo of one. And I popped this one in because I love putting them on my Christmas tree. I love hanging them around my house too, but I had these fabulous photos on my Christmas tree. So yes, that's one hanging on. That's a couple hanging on the Christmas tree with some pom-pom baubles and stars as well. We'll be looking at stars next. So chunky hearts, I have some here to show you. But we'll just talk about them first. So they are fabulous. Thank you gifts, textural decorations for your home, a rest to put your coffee or your tea mug onto, hang them on door handles, make them into garlands for the kids' rooms, tie them onto gifts, leave them around your neighborhood, use them as wedding favors or baby shower thank yous, or the options are really endless. There's so many options. It is a lovely, easy pattern. I didn't actually design it like this, but heaps of people have learned to crochet by making the chunky hearts, which is, yeah, so simple stitches. The video tutorials are really good to follow. I explain to you exactly what to do and why. And they're just a nice quick project. So I've designed them to be made with the Homelea Bliss Super Chunky yarn. That's my Australian made and processed merino wool yarn. That's what this one, the grounded cow, is made out of. And a 15.75 millimeter crochet hook. The information about what you need is in the online course. But you can make them with different types of yarn and yarn sizes. And it's actually really fun experimenting with different yarn sizes and different yarn fibers, just to see how it changes when you make it. It's just a quick way to do a test with different types of yarn. Let's just stop sharing. Let's have a look at one of them or two of them, and you can see this side. Oh, no, this side too. So that's a chunky heart made with vintage purple. I'm listening vintage purple. That's one there. And then on this side, I'm getting my pointing pretty good. That's a chunky heart made with Minna Pink. Is there any behind me? Oh yeah, so that one there is made with mint green. And this one here is made to match my cow, not purposely. Made with That's indigo blue. And so you'll get 2 hearts from each 100-gram mini skein of Homely Bliss, or you'll get 6 out of a 300-gram mini skein. And so a 300-gram skein and a 100-gram skein, exactly the same size wool. It's just the length or the amount of yarn that's different. And so one's got 100 grams and the other one's got 300 grams. So 100 grams is a third of the length, 300 grams. So this is what they make. We've talked to that. They come with hangy bits, but you don't want a hangy bit. Like if you want to do it like this and hang it onto a garland, you just weave in the ends like this, so you don't have hangy bits. Just put them through a few loops on the back. And how I've attached these to the garland. So I've actually pulled this one off. This one this morning was sitting where that daisy is. So what I use is just a bit of cotton. So same cotton as I used on the to make the garland. I just tied it in. I tied it as a bow, and then I put the hangy bits behind the back. So the bow, I tied the bow at the back, which I thought was better than tying it on permanently, because I can do like what I did this morning and take it off and put something else on. So yes, that's how I attached the hearts to the garland. And you can see that just over here. That's chunky hearts. Well, what you'll learn when you make them. Okay, so how they're made is you'll learn how to do an adjustable loop through. That's what's in the middle. And then all the stitches are worked into the adjustable loop. And so this one has a few stitches. So it's got a foundation chain, which is the same as how we started this one. And then I show you how to do double treble stitches. We do 3 of those. And then I show you how to do treble stitches. So there's 3 of those. And then the pointy bit is a double treble. So same as what we started with. And then we do the opposite. So 3 trebles, 3 double trebles, chain stitches, and then a slip stitch back into the middle, which you'll do a slip stitch on here too. And then I show you how to do the hangy bit. But let's look at the online course for the chunky hearts. So going back to the web page, going back to the website, here we go. We were here. So let's keep going back. Oh, no, just quicker to go here. Or maybe not. Maybe not. I should have opened it up in a new tab. Hold on, let's rejig a few things here. That's not really. Actually, we will go there. If you go click on that thing in the corner, if you just go to blog in the Homelea Lass blog, and if you scroll down, you'll find Quick Pro Crochet Projects. So that's how to find it. So we saw this before. So we've looked at the grounded cowl. So now we're going to look at the chunky heart. So there is a left-handed version and there is a right-handed version. So we'll click on start. Here we go. That's me. And this one, it looks very similar to the grounded cowl online course. So you can view and download and print the crochet pattern at this bit here. So just click there if you want to print it. It'll open it up in the screen for you to print. And then as we go down the side, there's the same information like the before we start crocheting, what we're making, what you need to make it. So all that information is there. If you want to get the heart kit, that's where to get it. And then if you want to get the yarn or the other bits and pieces. And even if you don't have a particular Homelea Lass pattern, you will always be able to click through to what we're making. So you're able to see what it is about, and then the yarn hook and tool, so what you need. So even before you get the pattern, you can go in and have a look at that information. You won't be able to look at all the pattern and the other bits and the video tutorials, but you'll be able to go and look at what we're making and get together your yarn hook and tools. And then there's the online course and video tutorials. So all the information about what to do. And I show same as a grounded cowl. I won't play the video for you this time, but you can see all that. Oh, it's going to play. I'll just stop it once the picture comes up. Sometimes, there we go. So you can see I'm talking and explaining what we're doing and showing you how to do it as well. And I love with the video tutorials, I love that it's like I'm there beside you showing you what to do. But in fact, it's better because you can see what I'm seeing. So you're seeing my hands looking straight down. But two, it's better because you can replay it as many times as you like. If you're like, I'm not quite getting this, I'm going back. Watch it again and again and again. Or if you're totally on top of it, you just skip forward to the next bit. So it's better than having your own personal crochet teacher there with you. That's what it's like. And there's all these different, I pop all these little helpful hints through as well, where it's where there's something that might help you or needs a little bit of extra explanation. And this one has some hand information on steam blocking your heart. So if you've never heard of blocking before, it is absolute magic for crocheting. And what it does is it uses steam, or you can also do it by soaking in water, but it uses steam to relax the fibers, and you can shape them, and you can make whatever you've made look heaps better. Some people might call it cheating. I personally call it magic. Because you can just, if your heart's looking a bit skewy, just steam block it, shape it, and let it kind of dry and cool down. And it will, once it cools down and dries out, it goes to that, it holds its shape at that new adjusted, I call it jiggled, shapey jiggle it about, readjust the shape. It will hold that better looking shape. And it's amazing. I don't go into blocking because I can talk about blocking all day. And actually there's the Homelea Lass members are doing the Beyond the Basic Crochet Stitches online course. Is a new one each month, and one of them that's coming up is blocking, and I do talk about blocking a lot. I go into a lot of detail. That's absolutely fabulous. Okay, so that is what the crochet pattern is like, and the online course and the videos are like for the Chunky Heart crochet pattern. So like I said, it builds on what you do in the grounded cowl. So you go from making something in a circle. So this is made kind of in a circle and a spiral in the round, it's called, but it's a different kind of round. So this is also done in the round. So it goes around and around and around. So done into a center bit. I suppose it is a center bit. Whereas this one is done into the foundation shape. Righty-ho. So what's our next one? What have we got next on the slides? Let's have a look. Share screen. Let's do that. Let's find this. There we go. Chunky stars. How good are the chunky stars? So the chunky stars, let's go back. The chunky stars, so Chunky Heart was one of my earlier patterns. And I specifically designed the chunky stars to be the same size as the chunky heart. So you could, one, put them in the same gift box, because there are gift boxes for these. But two, you could display them together and they look the same size. So if you look behind me on the garland, I can see I've got, that's a star, that's a star, and that's a heart. So there you go. So that's what it looks like. Face down, not face down, lying flat. And that's what it looks like on the Christmas tree. I love the chunky stars in vintage purple. I don't know why. I just love the chunky stars in vintage purple. They look really good. So similar to the chunky hearts, you can hang them from door handles, use them as a mug rest, put them on your Christmas tree, tie them onto garlands, combine them with chunky hearts or bright stars, which is another pattern we're going to look at in a little bit. The skill level is easy, and they're good to follow on from the chunky hearts. They'll build on what you've done in the chunky heart. So do them next. Made also with Homely Bliss chunky yarn, and you will get 2 from 100-grain mini skein. So it uses the same amount of yarn as the hearts, and it uses the same size crochet hook, so 15.75 millimeter crochet hook. And you can make them your own by also making them with different sizes of yarn, types of yarn, different fibers, different yarn sizes, and just have fun seeing how they come out. Oh, you can also put them onto presents as well. They look really cute with that. The hearts look cute there too. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at some chunky stars. So you might actually be able to see them on my garland a bit easier now. That's a heart. That's a star in grey. That's another star, and that's a star in vintage purple. And then if I move my, it's a chunky star in mint. Oh, and that's a bright star. We're going to be looking at them soon. And here I have, this is a chunky star with the hangy thing in Minna Pink. And this is one without the hangy thing. It's got the instructions on how to weave in those ends. So that's in Daisy Yellow. And it's not picking up the colour quite true on my screen here. But anyhow, it is a bright yellow. Kind of like the colour of daisies, hence the name. And similar to the hearts, how I attached the stars on here, I've just got a little bit of yarn, same as what I crocheted the garland with, and tied it on with a bow, and then put just a heart. I just sit that behind it. Like if you went over there and look at the back of those, that's what you see. Oh, this one's got a bit of a funny leg. But when I say about steam blocking the hearts, you can steam block the stars as well. And I show you how to do it in the online course. But it just helps with getting these bits pointy. And same with the hearts, to get this bit super pointy. Kind of steam it, pull on that, jiggle it, make it nice and flat, cut it down on the table. I mean, it holds that shape, and when it's dry, it looks so much better. Heaps better. There you go. There's the chunky stars. So let's dive in and look at their online course, which it is going to be pretty similar to the chunky hearts. I actually even recorded the videos at the same time, so it's going to be very similar. Where is it? Here we go. Share the screen again. So scroll down here, left and right handed again. So click on start. Looking familiar? It's got the crochet pattern. How to add it to your Ravelry library. So same again, you can have a look at what we're making. Go in here to get the link to the kit or just to the yarn. Find the crochet hook size. That is all there. And then as we go down the left is all the different parts. Finish off crocheting the points. Looks very similar, doesn't it? I like predictable. Oh, so yes, that looks all very similar. I'll just take it back to where it was before. That's where we go. What you'll learn when you're making these. So it's similar to the hearts. It all starts out in the middle there. So this was made into the middle. So this was one round. It's called a round. This one has one round in the middle, and then the points are done with a second round. So you'll learn how to do 2 rounds. And so it starts here, you do a chain, and then you crochet back along the chain. So similar to here, how we crocheted the stitches into the foundation chain, like a mini foundation chain. And I think there's a double crochet stitch and a half treble stitch, and then a slip stitch back to this round. So then it goes out, back in, and it's just the same. Each point is the same: out, back in, out, back in, out, back in, all the way around. And it ends up looking like this. They're really cute, and they're fun to make too. So 100 gram mini skein will make a heart and a heart and a star, or 2 stars, or 2 hearts. No, 2 stars and 2 stars, or a 300 gram skein will make any combination of 6 of either or of these. I hope I haven't confused you. Ask me in the web chat on my website if I'll pop it into the comment, because we're live, so you can do that. Oh, so much fun in the Homelea Lass studio today. Oh, it's always fun in the Homelea Lass studio, I must say. There's always lots of good things happening here. Okay, so we've moved from a cow to hearts to stars and on to daisies, because daisies are happy and they make the world go round. So this is my latest crochet pattern. I have just very recently released the kit And the pattern will be fully released on the 1st of June. So you're getting in early, but the kit does have the pattern with it right now. So that's the 6-petal daisy. So there's a 6-petal daisy with a big leaf and a little leaf. You can see half of the little leaf there on the screen. And there's a 5-petal daisy as well. So there's a pattern for 5-petal daisy, 6-petal daisy, a big leaf and a little leaf. And you've got the option of either attaching the leaves onto the flower or leave them separate. I love options. So I call them a pop of happiness because they are. And I love seeing them made in lots of different colors. They're just so happy. And daisies are happy flowers, aren't they? Use them in kids' bedrooms. Add them as texture to your home. Put them on garlands. I'll show you shortly the one on the garland here. Use them as a trivet. They are happy flowers, so it's nice to have them in the kitchen, in the dining room as well. Put hot things on them. There's lots of options as well. Well, the skill level is easy, and I'll show you how we make them and what you'll learn when you're making them. Same again. It's done using Homelea Bliss super chunky yarn and a 15.75 millimeter crochet hook. So the same as the hearts and the stars. And a stitch marker. You need one stitch marker to make them, and the stitch marker comes in very handy. And ways to make it your own, make a rainbow of them, so all different colors. Even experiment with different colored centers as well as petals, and have fun experimenting with different size yarn as well. They will look good too. Okay, so let's look at them. Let's see. So side by side, this is a 5-petal daisy, and this is a 6-petal daisy. If I move my hand, there you go, 6-petal daisy. That's the difference. And so that one doesn't have the leaves attached, and this one does have the leaves attached. And so the instructions are there. I show you how to attach them as you're crocheting them. Leaves attached or leaves separately, because to use it as a trivet, and if, like I'm thinking, lots of dinner party, lots of happy colored spring daisies on the table to put the hot things on, and then have fun just playing around with where the leaves attach. There you go. You now know what I did one day here in the studio. Lots of fun. And look, I've just put that down straight out. Looked really good too. See, this one had them on the angle, and then this one straight out. Let's look at the online course. Let's share the screen again and go and look at the online course. Here it is. So back to this special quick crochet projects page, and you can see Spring Daisy has a left-handed on my course and a right-handed on my course. Well, let's click into the left-handed on my course this time. And so I actually did this purposely and forgot I didn't. I don't actually have access to the Spring Daisy on my course with this profile that I've got set up. So you can see I don't have the progress bar up here, but I've got the get the course button. And if I scroll down, it looks all the same. Everything is the same, but where it says sample part, I can click through to. So I don't have the access to the full online course, but I can go into what we're making and get together the yarn, hook and tools. So I can see what I need, and the links are there to the kit or the different parts and what we're making. I can see that part, listen to the video, read the words. But if I wanted to click into the 5-petal daisy, it just doesn't let me. It just says, no, nothing is happening. It says that without saying it. But back on here, it actually says you don't currently have access to this content. So to get access to this content, come up here, click on Get This Course. And then it's just a matter of going add the cart and then going to the cart and the checkout, and you'll have access. You'll be right there ready to go. So this one I do have access to. I gave myself access to this one. And I didn't show you this before, but there's always a link up here to the Homelea Lass Crochet Facebook group. So that's a good place to go. Like, you can ask me your questions in here. but that's a good place to ask me your questions too, or share photos. Show me what you've made. So the setup is all very similar to the other online courses. This one is a little bit different because there is like 5 petals, 6 petal, and the leaves. And so there's an introduction to the 5 petal, and then under that is the making part. So how to make the adjustable loop. And the videos of the style of the video is very similar. I explain and I show you what we're doing, and you can go backwards and forwards. This is a cool thing. See, so I've clicked on the little gear icon here and gone to speed. You can make me go slower. That's the 0.5x, or you can make me go faster, 2 times faster, up to 2 times faster. That's cool. And if you ever want to turn on the captions, you can just click on the CC and that will let you turn on the captions. They are auto captions, maybe a little bit off, but you'll get the intent. There you go. That's what the captions look like. So what you'll learn while you're making the daisies, let's stop sharing, and how they're made. So similar to the stars, they have a little thing in the middle. See, that looks similar. This has got more stitches in the middle than this one. And then I show you a really tricky thing. Because we're changing yarn with chunky yarn. I'm discovering. So I have done a lot of designing with chunky yarn, but as I'm designing more and more, I'm learning that chunky yarn is really testing me as a designer, and it's really not. Yes, I suppose it is testing me, but it's definitely making me go a step further with my designing and making it super streamlined, and the design and the pattern super streamlined, because chunky yarn is so bulky. I can't just kind of do the things I do with normal sized yarn because it sticks out and it looks terrible. So I teach you a really nifty trick on the center of how to finish it off really nicely. And then we use the same nifty trick here to create just a seamless, you can't tell, and I can't tell at the front of these where the start and end of the round is. So we do the round in the middle color, and then we do the petals in the next color. And I show you how to start the next color. And then, so we do chain stitches, and then there's always chain stitches for the petals. And then we do an extended double crochet back into the middle. And then each of the petals is just exactly the same after that. So yes, with new stitch, which is the extended double crochet, which I am absolutely falling in love with. It not only has this beautiful V's on the front of it, so it looks like it's chained, so same as the V's that you see on the top of your crocheting, but it sits flatter as well. I've discovered that, yeah, with a super chunky yarn, it looks better than, say, because a half treble or a treble is about the same height, but I like the look and how these are like kind of flatter and more even. So that's that. And these are 5 and 6 petal are very similar. And when we do the leaves, I show you how to attach these on as well and how to make it so it's not bulky. But when we crochet the leaves, and whether it's the large or the small, it's a similar process. Do a foundation chain, and then we go slip stitch. The small leaf has a double crochet and then a extended double crochet, and then we go back the other way, so you go up and then down. The big leaves goes slip stitch, double crochet, half treble, treble, and then go back the same way. So the opposite sort of mirrors it. So there you go. And I'll show you how to steam block these as well. So lots of good things. I love the spring daisies. And I love seeing your photo. I love seeing your photos of everything, but all the happy spring daisy photos are fabulous. What's next? Remember, keep asking me your questions. I will pop back at the end and answer all of them. Okay. Bright stars. I showed you we talked about the bright stars before. So this is the photo is a bright star beside a chunky star. So the bright star is the big one, and that's indigo blue, the same as my grounded cow. And then the chunky star is the mint green. And then this is a bright star made with daisy yellow, and that's a better reflection of the color of the daisy yellow. And that is actually hanging beside the toasted heart beanie, which is another one of my patterns. Okay, so what do we know about the bright stars? Lots of things, lots of good things. You can. So I designed it as a Christmas pattern, and they look fabulous hanging on a front door instead of a Christmas garland. Or if you've got one of those doors with the glass at the top, hanging in behind there looks nice too. Or it can just be a textural decoration all year round. So like the others, options are endless. I've put this one as a little bit more complicated. I've put it into the intermediate skill level. If you've done some crocheting and you're comfortable following the video tutorials and taking your time, you can make it. Don't be put off by the fact that it says intermediate, because I show you exactly what to do in the video tutorials. It is also made with Homelea Lass, with chunky yarn and a 15.75 millimeter crochet hook. So the same as the hearts and the stars and the daisies, and one stitch marker as well. And so you will find with the bright stars, a 300 gram skein of Homelea Lass will make one bright star and two chunky stars or two hearts. Obviously, they'll be the same color if they come from the same skein. How you could vary this is, so there's actually 3 rounds, and you could do each round as a different color. And if you did them slightly different colors, you would get kind of a gradient effect going on. You could have a lot of fun with. You can make them with different sized yarns, which will just change the different size yarns. Change the size of the star. That's what I'm thinking about. And a fabulous Homelea Lass customer came up with the idea of making crocheting sprinkle LED kind of, you know, the little lights, little Christmassy type lights, fairy lights, that's the word I'm looking for, which looks really cute too. And you can turn them on and off, and then it sparkles. So lots of options. You could crochet those LED light things into any of the things, any of the patterns. What's next? Oh no, we don't want to go that far yet. So let's have a look at it. How's it made? What are you going to learn that's new when you make this? So similar to the chunky stars and the hearts and the daisies, it starts with a center round thing. So that's the same as what we've done before. And then I'm just looking at it so I don't tell you a lie. And then we do so similar stitches. I'm pretty sure it's a treble, and there's a chain under there and then a treble back. And then do that for each of the points. And then the next round, the third round, crochets. So it goes double crochet, half treble, treble, chain space. And then do the opposite down. So it goes up and then down, which kind of gives a nice kind of point. It goes up and then down. And we do the same thing around. So you're going to get used to crocheting into chain spaces and what that's like. And also the changing stitches all the time. So there you go. That is the bright star. And then if you look here, that photo we had before, that's the bright star in indigo blue with the mint green chunky star. And I love those two together. I love the big star with the little star. And they're still stars, and they're made with the same yarn. So they look similar, but they're different sizes and they're different patterns. But I also love indigo blue with mint green. If you see in this basket, I've got indigo blue with mint green and spring green. I'm going to make a Makala blanket with the 3 colors in the crochet along that's coming up. Super excited. Can't wait. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. So I think it's going to look amazing. Okay, let's go and have a look at the online course for the bright stars. So back to this fabulous page you can find in my blog, or by clicking the link. And you can see yet again, the bright star has a left-handed online course and a right-handed online course. To go in, there's me with the indigo blue bright star. And in all these videos, if you look at the background, you can see how over time, how I changed the setup of the studio. Oh, and the studio chat. So the members get access to a weekly studio chat. And in each one, if you watch, because you can go back and watch them from the start. And especially when I moved at the end of last year, you can see me unpacking the studio and setting it up each week. You're going to notice here, it's the online course looks very similar to the others that we looked at. You can do the print out the pattern if you want to, add it to your Ravelry library, create a project for your Ravelry library. There's 3 rounds. I show you how to steam block it as well. There's the pattern instructions underneath the video, and in the video I step you through what to do. And you can see I'm recording the videos in a very similar format. I've been doing that same format for a good couple of years. Actually, it's more than a couple of years. In that format, I've been doing the videos in that format for 4 or 5 years. So it's a while now. Because it's good, they work. And it's easy to see and understand what's going on. But of course, like crocheting, how you're learning all the time, I'm learning all the time about how to do better videos too. And it's quite technical getting the camera to talk to the computer and having everything set up right and the software and having all the camera settings right. And yeah, we're constantly learning that. Okay, what is our next one? So we're up to our last crochet pattern that we're going to look at. And this one is a bit different, and I thought I would include it because it is a quick make, and it's a bit different. You're going to learn something different, and it's beautiful as well. So this is called Wrap My Soul in Love, and I was inspired by Fair Isle Knitting when I designed this one. And also I absolutely delved into how much texture I could get from chunky yarn. I use the stitches to kind of create the Fair Isle patterning thing, but also create an amazing texture, which you don't get with knitting. Crocheting is all about the texture, and you just amplify that when you use a big yarn and a big crochet hook. So you can see that there is holes in the Wrap My Soul in Love, and you don't have to put the holes in if you like. They are armholes or crossover holes, but I put them in because there's nothing worse than a wrap slipping off your shoulders. So you can put I put this photo in just to show you how to wear it. And if the holes aren't quite in the right spot, you can adjust them as you're making it for you to suit your body. Which is one of the great things about crocheting, is you can make things to suit your body and exactly what you like and the color you want. You can also see the gorgeous colors and textures there as well. And you can wear, I think it's absolutely perfect for cold winter's mornings or autumn mornings. At present, it's autumn here, and the mornings have been very chilly. Very chilly. Or you can use the armholes as a crossover thing for the scarf, so it stays snugly around your neck and doesn't slip off. Same again, drinking cups of tea. Yeah. But this is my absolute favorite way to Wrap My Soul in Love. We might stick on this one for actually, yeah. So I love wrapping it around and not having it around my neck as a scarf, but having it more over my shoulders as a wrap, and then crossing it over, and that crossover looks gorgeous. I'm going to go back because I don't actually have a made sample of this at present. So we'll talk to this photo because you're going to learn a lot of new things when you make this one. So similar to the grounded cowl, the first one, the one I'm wearing, it starts with the foundation chain. So it's done in rows. So the grounded cowl, the rows were joined, but with the Wrap My Soul in Love, the rows are flat. They're not joined. So you go across and then up and across and then up and across. So you're doing something new in just the way it's made. So getting used to going in rows. And it starts off with a double crochet stitch or a half treble. Actually, it starts off with a half treble. And I show you how to get the super crisp color joins at the start with a chunky yarn joining kit, and I show you how to use the chunky yarn joining kit as well. So you're just creating seamless joins in your yarn. You go from one ball to the other, and it's almost like they're glued together. And they're not glued together, they're felted together, but it has the same effect. It's just one long bit of yarn. And I show you how to change, where to do the join, how to work out how to do the join to get a really crisp color join at the start. So we do a half treble, we do double crochet stitches, and we do cross trebles. That's what the lighter blue, those ones there, we do the cross treble stitches as well, which is really cool. And I show you a nifty trick that with the half treble row, the cross treble row, how to not do a turning chain. So how to use some other stitches to get the same to go up and do a stitch that looks like a treble, but it's not. It looks heaps better. So there you go. And the other thing is, see these gorgeous V's on the surface? I show you, we crochet into the back loop, or maybe it's the front loop. We crochet into a single loop of the crochet stitch, so we get those gorgeous V's stand out and absolutely make a beautiful texture. And one of the ways you can make this your own is purely by changing the colors. And it's amazing just by doing colors differently, how it makes different things pop out and stand out. Let's go forward. Okay, so yes, as we've talked about, you can either wear it as a wrap or a scarf, and there's about 5 different ways you can wear it. It's lots of fun. And it is an intermediate skill level. I've said it there because there is a fair bit going on. But like with the Bright Star, if you've done a little bit of crocheting before, even if you've crocheted one thing and you're comfortable just following the videos, taking your time, I explain to you exactly what to do, and you can see what to do as well. So you use those online courses and those video tutorials and you'll be fine. It's made with Homelea Lass super chunky yarn. So same size yarn, so it's centimeter thick. A 22 millimeter crochet hook. So we're playing with crochet hook size. We're doing a different crochet hook size. And that was a design decision. So the fabric wasn't too tight, but it wasn't too big either. I had to go for the 22 millimeter. And this time we used the chunky yarn joining kit like we talked about just before. Ways to make it your own is to experiment with different color combinations and different yarn sizes as well. Will give you another thing to experiment with. But why not turn it into a bed runner or a table runner or a cushion cover or washcloth, or make it a thinner scarf or an even thicker scarf? So many options to make it your own. Play with it there, which is lots of fun. And before I go down and answer your questions, let's go and have a look at the online course, because it is in the old format. So things look the same, information is there, it just looks slightly different. Okay, so back to this fabulous blog post about quick crochet projects, which when you're logged in, you can see your progress and just go straight to the bit you want to do. And yeah, I've done this, so you can do one. Okay, I'm finished. Mark everything complete in the grounded cowl as you make it. I'm finished that one. Okay, next I'm doing the chunky hearts. Work your way through the chunky hearts and mark the parts complete. Okay, I've finished that one. I know I'm onto the chunky stars. And then you have this record of when you go to the Homelea Lass website and you're logged in, and you can see, oh, I've done this one. Oh, I've done this one. Oh, I haven't done that one. I'll go and fill in that gap. I love that. Okay, wrap my soul in love. Okay, so you can see it's a little bit different because it's just got one line here for crochet pattern and online course. And so when I upgrade, I'll just go back. When I upgrade the online course, this will look like all the others. It's just for now, it's kind of almost a placeholder. And we'll just click through. This is the placeholder actually, because it says, hi, Lynda, I'm in the process of upgrading this online course. And while I'm doing this, click here to go to the crochet pattern and online course. Like a street sign, that one. Okay, so this is the old format. And everything's here. This one does this one does have left-handed online courses. Is it right-handed? And if you scroll down, left-handed underneath. So it does have both the right and left-handed video tutorials. And so you can see if we click, oh, we'll go back to the start. At the start, so this is that information about what we're making and what we need to make it. Oh, and this has a progress worksheet too. Let's have a look at that. So with the blankets, I do progress worksheets. All of the blankets have got a progress worksheet. I mean, it's just a thing that you can tick off. If you don't necessarily want to be ticking everything off all the time in the online course for whatever reason, you can do it on the progress worksheet. But more importantly, up the top, you can record your crochet hook size, the yarn colors you're using, and use it for like to keep track of your progress, but also as a record later on of this is what I made, this is what I used, and all that kind of fun stuff. Okay, so Yarn Hook and Tools has the yarn hook and tool size. So it has everything that you need to make it. Excuse me. Crochet pattern, if you click on that, it looks similar to, there's a bit more information at the top, but here's where to download and print the crochet pattern. And then right-handed online course and left-handed underneath it. And if we have a look at the videos, you can see it's a similar setup, except I've broken it into parts, but it's still, each row has a video and then the instructions underneath if you want to refer to the instructions. You can just make it just by looking at the video if you don't want to read the pattern. I just put it there so the two are side by side. If you want to use it to help kind of get a bit more confident at reading patterns, or if you just prefer to look at words and then dive into the videos, it's all there for you. It's there however you want to crochet. So ask me all your questions. Please ask me all your questions and I will answer them. So if you're in Zoom, pop them in the chat. If you are in Facebook, pop them in the comments. And I will go over and check them all out. Okay, so ask me your comments. Ask me your comments. Share your comments with me. I will pop, yes, I can put that blog post link back in. I'll pop it into the comments again for you. There we go. And we do, oh yes, that's another good question. We do, sorry, I'll finish typing first. Oh, I've done that twice. Oh, sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. Yes, we have another session, a different session, another virtual studio chat tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. So it's Sunday morning, 10 a.m. That's the 14th of May, 10 a.m. at 10 a.m. It's about blankets. So it's blankets that are quick to crochet. So I think there's 6 of them. Yes, there is 6 of them as well. So 6 chunky crochet blankets that you can go through. And same again, we start at the easiest, go through to the most complicated, and go through what you'll learn as you make each one. Because when I design the patterns, I do it so you will learn something new in each one. And we will also be talking about the Makala blanket, which is the pattern and kit I've just released, but also the crochet along. So the Makala blanket has a crochet along coming up shortly. You can either join it as a member, or you don't need to be a member to join it. You just grab the crochet pattern or the kit. And there is a 10% off code as well for that at present. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. We will talk all about that tomorrow. So that one is coming up tomorrow. So join me for that session as well. If you come up with any questions later on, I will answer them for you as well. Either pop them in the comments or pop them in the Homelea Lass website web chat. Happy to answer your questions at any stage. thank you so much for joining me. And as we explored the quick brochure projects, share your finished pictures and photos and comments with me about what you've made. I love hearing how you're going and what you're making. So share that with me as well. Any questions, ask me. I've said that about 10 million times. Join me tomorrow. And thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the Homelea Lass community and for supporting my small business. I will be back tomorrow morning. Bye.